All right. A warm welcome to our Leadership and Management Spirit. I'm your host, Dr. Rwakiseta Herbert, and today we're going to talk about faithfulness and gratitude. But before we go into the series, I want to remind those that are new to our site, MindLab Africa, kindly subscribe, kindly share us with your thoughts, with your insights, with your ideas, and you can also give us your questions, which I'll be able to respond to you appropriately. So today we are going to discuss about how we can keep faithful and grateful amidst the hard times, amidst the storm that has come upon us. And instead of fighting your battles, you there listening in, I want to urge each and every one of you to have faith and be grateful. When you turn on your internet or you turn on your television or magazine or go on all social handles, you realize that it seems Italy has given up. It has surrendered their battles and given it up to the Lord. I recently saw a picture of priests all over Florence and other streets in Italy praying to the Lord. And it's not surprising that our own in Tanzania, His Excellency Pombe Magufuli, addressed the nation and told his citizens to keep on their feet and pray without ceasing. And you out there listening in, you can get indoors, but you can also get on your feet and pray without ceasing. So as I was trying to prepare for this episode, it came to my notice that women at the moment, and even way back, proved to be the most prayerful compared to the men. And to prove this to you, I just want you to look around in that house you're in or in that environment you're in. Look around and tell me, what are the men doing right now? I'm sure they are watching television, are online, seated, waiting to eat and go to sleep. But today, I want to challenge all the men listening in. This is the moment for you to get on your feet and praise and give gratitude to God rather than spending much of your time watching television and online. It is time you build your intimacy with the Lord, for it is through you that the world will get back to peace and love. This was clearly evident in 2 Chronicles chapter 20 verse 21, when the king chose men to sing and give praise to the Lord because he is holy and wonderful. It was also during that time when Israel was going out at war. It had been outnumbered by 3 enemy nations that included the Ammon, the Moab, and the Mount Seir. But their king Jehoshaphat by then never chose to worry. Instead, King Jehoshaphat led his people into worshiping God in various ways. They thanked God for their victory ahead and in advance. Imagine, it was a time for battle. Instead of lining up the army, preparing them for war, the Israelites on the other side of the valley were busy singing, praising God for His holiness and tender love. Wait a minute. Can you imagine? Instead of parading warriors to lead the battle, King Jehoshaphat paraded the choir. I can't imagine what they were thinking. In this first place, imagine singing unarmed in front of your enemies and ahead of the battlefield. What did the enemies think in the first place? I want to assure you that despite of the odds of their strategy, the men obeyed. The choir marched in front of the enemy, declaring God's unending love and thanking Him for delivering them from the enemy ahead of time. Let me assure you and ask you, how many nations or individuals can do that now during these hard and difficult moments? Ladies and gentlemen, this is how God wants you to approach your battles. Thank Him in advance with faith and gratitude for solving your problems and challenges. For when you thank Him afterwards, you are showing gratitude, which is fine, which is important. But when you thank Him in advance, you are showing you are strong, you believe, you are faithful in Him. It's not surprising that when the Israelites sang the song of praise to the Lord instead of battling at war and fighting with no weapons, the enemy on the other side of the valley, composed of the Ammon, the Moab, the Mount Syria, started fighting. They started killing each other. I want to assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that you do not have to pick up weapons. He's fighting the battle for you and ahead of you. God wants you to lay down your weapon. Stop trying to solve your problem by yourself. Surrender and trust Him. Have it His way as you face your enemies. Then give thanks in advance and watch in gratitude as God fights your enemy on your behalf. Let me as well ask you, what battles are on the horizon of your life right now that are keeping you awake, that are keeping you thinking, that are keeping you indoors, that are making you wash your hands 1,000 times, that have kept you away from your family, from your job, and from your friends? I want to call on to everyone listening in that this is the time you need to spend and use this moment to pray in faith. Thank God in advance for delivering you from the enemy. Lay down your weapon you are using to fight the enemy and trust in the Lord, for He has fought your battles before and He will still fight His battles now and forever. Remember to also take off your time, pray and be grateful, because there is always light at the end of every tunnel. The enemy you're fighting today, the enemy that you're facing today will be no more tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we are in these difficult moments. We are in fear. We are battling with so much. But I want to assure you that let the Lord fight the battle for you. And if this message has touched your heart and has moved you in faith, kindly share it to somebody, because they're out there looking for inspiration. They're looking for motivation to get them going. And if you're new to Mind Lab Africa, kindly subscribe so that you can always be the first to receive newer content. I'm Dr. Rwakiseta Herbert. Adios as we grow in faith and gratitude.